What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how I view working out. How I view working out, man. So let's get to it. So me, I am 28 years old. I've been working out since I was like 14. That's when I started lifting weights and stuff. That's when I kind of took it seriously and stuff. I was into bodybuilding. I wasn't a bodybuilder, obviously, and I don't have the body to be a bodybuilder, but I was into lifting weights. I was very big on building muscle because I think it was pretty cool and I was new to it. And like growing up, I've also played a lot of sports and growing up. So I played a lot of competitive basketball. Basically, that was my favorite sport. Um, and as I gotten older, I fell in love with running. I was never a runner when I was younger. I actually started being in love with running when I turned 18 and 19 years old because I was in a very competitive high school basketball team, and like we were like 4 P straight champions and shit like that. So not for the state, but for our district and shit like that. And our coach will always make us run so many fucking times. It was bad. People would like collapse. People would throw up. It was pretty grueling. It was pretty grueling. But then I just wanted to make the team so bad. So on my off days, I just ran, improved my cardio, and I became a better player by having better cardio. So that's how I kind of fell in love with running. But when I was younger, like I fell in love with lifting weights. And as I'm getting older, I'm starting to like not enjoy working out like that. Honestly, like I'm not like I used to be passionate about lifting weights. I used to be passionate about working out. I used to love that shit when I was younger, especially in my teens. I used to take a lot of supplements, protein supplements, and stuff like that. I used to take like mass gainers, make protein shakes every time I work out. I used to take creatine. I used to take sometimes pre-workout, but like I was so big on bodybuilding and stuff like that. And like I used to love watching the Hodge twins. They have a bodybuilding channel and stuff like that. And there's other workout channels I used to binge watch and watch. I used to love working out. After I was done with classes in middle school, I'll just go straight to. I didn't have a gym when I was younger, so I'll always work out at the house and stuff. So at my garage, my family always had like a weight room in the garage. It was perfect. I used to always go to the garage and I used to always work out. I loved working out. It was just fun to me. Like I love seeing the progress. I love building muscle because I felt like I had control over my life when I was working out and stuff like that. Because when I was younger, I wasn't really like a good kid when it comes to school. Not good. I wasn't bad or anything, but like I think it's because my ADD or my ADHD. I was diagnosed with it when I was younger, so like it was kind of hard for me to focus in school. I used to struggle a lot in school, not because I was dumb, or not because I didn't care, but just looking back, I just don't know. I just didn't know what was going on. Probably because like I was looking for attention. I wasn't getting properly nurtured by my parents, most likely because my parents divorced when I was 14 and stuff like that. So right when my parents divorced is when like I've experienced a lot of just I was just so confused because like I didn't know what I wanted in life. I feel like that's when I started acting up in school and stuff like that. That's when I was getting bad grades, and it all started when I was in eighth grade. When I was in seventh grade, I used to be before my parents divorced. I used to be like a good student. I used to always pass my classes. I was on the basketball team in middle school and seventh grade and stuff like that. Um, um, I was a pretty good basketball player when I was in middle school to where I got an award. I was like the top five players of the tournament when I was in middle school. I shot a fucking game time overtime shot like during the championship game of the tournament in middle school. I'll never forget that. Like I was in seventh grade and I dropped like 21 points and like had and my last shot I made, I was behind the 3 point line. I was open. I shot that shit and I tied the game and it went to overtime during the championship game on a tournament. And that's not the tournament. Yeah, it was a tournament, but it was a championship game on the tournament in seventh grade. And like man, the bleachers were fucking packed. When I made that shot, like damn near the whole crowd was like screaming on top of their lungs. The whole gym was just fucking loud, man. I'll never forget that moment. I had so many goosebumps with that shit. I had so many chills. My body had so many chills with that shit. And it was crazy because before I made that shot, like weeks before, days before, when I used to practice with with my travel ball team outside of my middle school basketball team, because my parents enrolled me and my brother to a travel basketball team. So we used to practice with them, like during our non-school basketball team days and stuff like that. But after practice, for some reason, I always imagine me shooting the game-winning shot or the game-tying shot behind a three-point line, and it was in the same spot. It was in the same fucking spot. And I didn't know I was gonna make. I didn't know that was gonna happen in the future. But I always go to that same spot and I always pretend, oh, I'm shooting the game winner. This is gonna be my last shot before I leave the gym. I gotta make it. I used to do that shit all the time. And looking back, I didn't realize that I was actually manifesting that shit. I was actually being spiritual even beforehand and shit like that. I didn't realize that. That shit was fucking insane. So I'll never forget that moment. But I know I'm off topic, but um, but I was like 13. But then ever since my parents divorced and all that, when I was like 14, that's when I started acting up in school and all that. I was having bad grades. I would get suspended and stuff like that. I was even on the basketball team because my grades were too low. So it was pretty rough. So then later in my teens, when I was 14, up until my freshman year of high school, and even then in high school, I struggled with my grades too. I was failing all my classes from my freshman year all the way to my junior year, and it sucked too because I was good at basketball, and like people know me and stuff like that. Like if people knew that I was a very good freshman. I was good in my freshman year during tryouts. That I got moved up to JV and stuff like that. So a lot of people knew me because like I was very athletic. Like I used to like grab the rim and stuff. I'm only like 5'9", 5'10". I was that athletic and shit. I think I dunked once at the park, believe it or not, because I was doing like a layup and I touched the rim. I didn't dunk, but like I kind of did. I going for a layup and I touched the fucking rim, and um but yeah, but like until my senior year is when I decided to get my shit straight, and I was locked in that year. So like I had good grades. I've I've completed I completed and passed and made up all of my past failed classes and stuff like that. I ended up making the basketball team. We were the district champions. I was part of the fourth Pete on that, and then after I was done with that basketball season, I did track and field for that same year of my high school senior year, and then I went to prom. It was and that was the year 2016. 2016 was one of the best years of my life. To this day, I still miss and love 2016. It was like the golden year right there. It was a very social year for everyone. Like it was lit, and that was during my senior year. So I had a very shit start, and I have a lot of regrets to this day because I feel like I would have been good playing sports in my high school. I feel like I would have had a completely different life, in my opinion. But it is what it is. So, but I'm glad I finished my high school year strong as a senior, and I'll never forget that. I overcame my grades, made the basketball team, did track and field, went to prom, and I graduated. That shit was amazing. But where was I getting at? Man, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but like, um, where was I getting at? So fucking, but let's revert back to when I was 14. When I was 14, I was struggling in school, and it was during the summertime after 8th grade. I don't know how I passed it. I don't know what the fuck happened, but basically, I got introduced into working out. I forgot how, but I got introduced into lifting weights. No, no, I started when I was like 13. No, not 13. No, no, no. I was 14. I started, but then I took it seriously during the summertime. And then I was watching videos of people working out. I was watching mainstream channels that were into fitness working out. So I took it seriously and I enjoyed it. I kept going hard at my garage. I used to lift weights all the time. I used to bulk up and stuff. I was into bulking. I was into cutting. I was into all that. I used to love lift weights. I used to work out. Like I used to be obsessed with it. It was cool. And whenever I was playing sports, I'll see the difference. I'll be a lot more stronger, faster when I was playing basketball and stuff like that. So I felt like a good player, but um But the reason why I love working out is because I feel like I had control over my life. I feel like it was something I could look forward to, and I feel like I had a purpose when I was working out, because all other parts of my life were failing and I had no control over it, and I was lost in life. I was kind of confused. And when I say confused, I mean confused like in a way where like I don't know what's going on in life. I don't know how to regulate my emotions. It's just like it's hard to explain, because when I was younger, I don't know if everyone experiences this, but when I was younger, I don't really remember much of my teens on why I did the things I did. It's just it was kind of like a blur. So I don't know if if I was extremely numb when I was younger. I don't know what it was, but all I knew is that the thing that I really enjoyed when I was a teen was working out, was lifting weights. Believe it or not, I did not like running. I didn't even attempt to running because I didn't know anything about running, and I was introduced. I didn't really feel in love with running until I was like 19 and stuff like that. But that's a different topic. But I just love working out and stuff like that. Now that I'm older, I have an older body. My body's kind of breaking down and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, like working out is such a pain in the ass. Like I hate working out. Like I actually hate working out. Like I rather not work out. I rather not. But what motivates me to work out is that I don't want to get fat. Like I really don't want to get fat and stuff like that. You know, this is it's funny every time if I grow a stomach, or if because me I eat a lot of carbs and stuff like that. But like I consider I consider myself as not athletically gifted. I really don't think that. The only reason why I look like I'm in shape, and the only reason why I'm able to run marathons, 50Ks and shit like that, is because I put in the work. But when it comes to talent and how my body really isn't athletic like that. You know, even when I was younger, the only reason why I was like in my teens, the only reason why I was almost dunking and I was able to touch the rim and grab the rim at 5'9" is because I worked on my jumping. I used to work on my vertical jumps. I used to be into plyometrics and stuff like that. And I used to see results like that. I earned that shit. I can't touch the rim now. I can't jump for shit. I'm not naturally athletic. I don't jump high. I don't run fast. I don't know. If I were to not work out, I have like a regular fucking body. I'm just a regular person who is not athletic. But the reason why I'm able to run, like I said, run marathons, run 50Ks, and be strong when it comes to lifting is because I've been consistent with it. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Just got put in the work. But that's one of my main reasons to work out, is because as you're getting older, it's true. Like you are going to see the effects of you not working. Your body does break down. Like when it comes to the foods you eat, you're going to see how like your it's harder for your body to recover. Because when you do simple things, like there are times where I'll be dancing at the club, or if I'm doing certain errands, and I feel sore the next fucking day. When I was younger, that wasn't an issue, but now it is and shit. So I'm like, fuck, man. Even I can't even eat certain foods like that, because I noticed when I eat certain foods, especially foods with a lot of carbs, I tend to have a lot of fat around my stomach and around my waist. What's really hard for me to lose fat is around my waistlines and my stomach. Those are the main body parts that stand out the most when it comes to body fat for some reason. Like, and as I'm getting older, it's really hard for me to burn belly fat. Like I literally be running like 3 to 4 times a week and stuff like that, like 18 miles a fucking week and stuff like that. And then I go straight to the gym, but like, and I work on abs every day. Not every day, but like, I honestly, I work out probably 3 or 4 times a week. I'll literally run 18 miles and I go straight to the gym, and then I work out my abs and my core. But like, a fat stomach. Like I still have belly fat and stuff like that. It's not obvious, but it's there. Like there's fat, and it's not healthy. I don't think it's healthy fat. It's just it's more like grown adult fat, and I probably eat a lot of carbs, because I'm vegan. I'm a vegetarian, so I eat a lot of foods that have a lot of carbs, so like rice, beans, quinoa, pasta. All that shit has a lot of carbs on it, And because I'm getting older, it doesn't matter how many calories I'm burning. Like I still have that fat around my stomach because I eat too many carbs based on my diet. So I'm like, damn. But when I was younger, that wasn't an issue, because I used to eat a lot when I was younger. I used to bulk a lot when I used to get into bodybuilding and shit like that. And I used to have a flat stomach, Even a couple years ago, like I used to eat a lot and I used to run a lot, and I also have a flat stomach. But now as I'm getting older, ever since I've turned 27, I'm 28 now. Ever since my Saturn return, it's like my body's breaking down, and like I get more fat easier. So I'm like, damn, man. So Um, so that's one of the reasons why what motivates me to really try to stay in shape. So I don't want to let my body go. I'm. It's funny because like if I don't work out if I'm not consistent with it, my body will like literally like not break down, but it's easy for my body to like look like it's out of shape when it's not. It's just how my genetics are and stuff like that. And if I'm not consistent with my working out, I've noticed is that I tend to have more belly fat. I'm like, damn, man. I mean, I know how to burn belly fat. Basically, you consume more protein and you eat less carbs. Carbs are the main reasons for belly fat. That's literally what it is. You got to add. You can still maintain calories. You got to eat more protein, less carbs. That's it. I think it's called a keto diet or a low carb diet. I forgot what it's called, but there's so many things you could do. But I mean, I'm aware of it. But I'm just saying, like, I whatever the fuck I want if I'm hungry. That's how I look at it. But I still gotta take my body seriously like that. I always do. But what I'm saying is that it's easier when you get older. At least for me, as I'm getting older, it's easier for my body to break down like that. And it sucks too because like as I'm getting older, is I hate working out, man. I just hate working out because I think part of it's because as you get older, you naturally going to be more busy because as an adult, you're gonna have to handle more tasks, more errands. You're gonna have more responsibilities and stuff like that, and then it just tires you out, and then you won't even have the energy to work out. And I also feel like time is speeding up. The days are going by a lot more faster, so it's actually hard for you to, in my opinion, so it's harder for people to take care of their bodies because after they're done with work, after they're done with school, after they're done with their daily life tasks and errands and appointments and schedules, they don't have enough time to work out because the days go by fast, extremely quick. The day gets over extremely quick. Back then, it was a lot easier to take time for you to work out because you have enough time, plenty of time in the day where like you could take a nap after work, after school, and you still have the whole day to yourself. And people use that to work out and stuff like that. But now in this timeline, you can't really do that, But that's just my opinion. But like, but I just hate working out, man. Every time I work out, I dread it, man. I just fucking hate it. Yes, I still run, but I don't think I'm in tip top shape compared to how I was a couple years ago. Most definitely, a couple years ago, I used to run a 50K marathon, and now I can't even fathom doing that shit. Fuck no, man. I'll probably be sore. My body will break down. I used to do that like when I was like 26. Now I'm like 28. Like fuck, that's a huge difference. I cannot do. I will not probably not do that shit again. Fuck that shit. I just don't have my body just breaks down easily. It's just probably like over the years of like just working out. It does take a toll on your body, so it's always important to like do yoga, stretch, take care of your body, man. I mean, you can lift weights and run all you want, but if you're not stretching, if you're not doing yoga, then you're still breaking your body down. Especially when you get older, your body's going to get more stiff, way more stiff. Stretching and yoga is more important than lifting weights and running, in my opinion. That's like you gotta take care of your body in a way. But yeah, man. Like every time I decide to work out, every time I'm on that trail, about to run, I always dread it. I'm like, man, fuck my life, man. Like, fuck this shit. So I'd rather just get it over with. But every time I'm done working out, every time I put in a good sweat, I feel more rewarded. I feel more proud of myself, and I feel more disciplined. And I feel better. It feels good knowing that you don't feel like working out, but once you get it done, it's like you're proud of yourself because you actually did it. It builds character, it builds discipline. But it's not easy though when you get older. When you get older, it's a lot harder to really take care of your body like that. It's hard to be active. It's only getting harder as you get older. So it's always important to eat healthy, stretch, do your yoga, and all these good exercises and stuff like that, man. So me, I mean, I'm in good shape though. I'm not fat or obese or anything. What I'm saying is that it's just easier for my body to develop more fat around my mid body area. But like I said, I'm compared to the average person, I am in pretty good shape. Like I can still run at a good time. I'm still lift weights. I'm still strong. Not too many people run and lift weights. I do both of them at the same day. I still run 12 to 18 miles every time I do run. I don't run under 12 miles. Like where I'm located at, I run at a trail. The trail goes up to 9 miles up and 9 miles back. I run up and back, so that's a total of 18 miles. I do this shit every time I'm running on the trail, and then I go straight to the gym, and then I work on my abs and shit like that. I don't run in the treadmill. I like running outside and shit like that. So So I'm still in good, decent shape. But what I'm saying is that I'm not in shape how I was back then, and my body breaks down more. I feel more sore. It's hard for my body to recover now. Um, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, I hate working out, man, but it's definitely worth it, though, man. It sucks, but when you get older, it definitely rewards you. I feel like when you get older, too, you're naturally gonna build more muscle mass, because when you get older, you naturally put on more weight when it comes to muscle mass, when it comes to extra fat in your body, when it comes to being wide. Your body develops a lot more when you get older. You never stop growing, you know. So, and that's what I noticed. So if anything is better, I'm not so even more consistent at the gym running compare how you were when you were younger. You're actually gonna build a more muscle mass, believe it or not. You are, because as your body gets older, you have more muscle mass. You have more body mass, basically. So honestly, it's easy for me to pack on muscle if I were to lift weights like 5 times a fucking day, easily, you know. But I don't do that. I usually work out when I feel like it. I don't. The difference between my younger self and now is that with my younger self, I'll work out because I'll love it and because I just love doing it. Compared to now, the only time I'll work out is when I have to, and is when I need to maintain my body just to be healthy. If that's, you know what I'm saying. But it is summertime, so I am gonna try to take advantage of it. I don't like the winter time. I still love running. I still love going outside. I love being active, you know. But so I'm gonna have to take advantage of the summertime because it goes by quick, and I hate the fucking summer, which I'm not even tripping about because by the time winter starts, I'm gonna be either in California or in Florida. Most likely in Florida because California is expensive, but most likely I'll be in Florida, probably like Miami or Tampa Bay, and the weather over there is warm all year around, so I'll be straight either way. But what I'm saying is that take advantage when you get older. Make sure you take care of your body. Um, it's normal not to enjoy working out. I don't think anyone enjoys working out when they get older. It just sucks. It's painful, you know. But definitely, it is harder to recover without a doubt. The shit I used to do when I was younger, I cannot do it right now. I mean, I can do it, but it would be harder for me. It would take longer for me to recover. It's a lot more challenging. But that's all I got to say. Have a good one. Peace.